You're very busy.
Busy, very busy.
What are you making?
I'm making spiced apple blondies. So they're kind of like brownies, but they're blonde. A bit like me. You like a blondie, don't you, John?
So where's the chocolate?
There's no chocolate because it's a blondie.
You said it was like a brownie.
No, I know it's like a brownie, but it's not a brownie and it doesn't.
Well, you can't call it a brownie then because it hasn't got chocolate in it.
Well, I haven't called it a brownie.
You said it was a brownie. But blonde.
I said it's a blondie, which is a bit like a brownie, but it's blonde.
And there's no chocolate in it.
There's no chocolate in it. No. But the methodology behind it is like a brownie. So you get...
No. But it hasn't got chocolate in it.
You're really trying me today, aren't you? Or should I say you're very trying today? You're very irritating. You are, you're an irritating.
Brownie equals chocolate.
Well, a brownie equals chocolate, but a blondie doesn't necessarily... A blondie can have white chocolate in it if it wants.
It should have white chocolate.
Well, it can have white chocolate in it if it wants to.
So why isn't it?
Because it has...
We call it a blondie.
It's got a freaking apple in it. I'll have that bit back. I need that bit.
No, Winnie's eating it.
So this is spiced apple blondies. So it's like a brownie kind of... It's technically like a brownie without the chocolate because it's made like a brownie. So you get this sort of shiny cracked surface, which is what you get with a brownie. But that tends to be because you add melted butter to the mixture.
So
it's how I make,
so it's a cake.
And I make my brownies slightly differently from other
it's
people's.
A cake.
It's a cake. I've got to take some lots of deep breaths with you today, haven't I? Zen, calm. Really annoying me.
Okay, better get on with your non-brownie blondie.
This bin needs emptying, by the way.
You can do it after you've done your non-brownie blondies.
That bin is a blue job. That's all I'm saying. Right, so how I'm going to make these, and I've just written the recipe. When I make my brownies, I beat together sugar and eggs, okay, for a little while. And then I add all the other ingredients to it. That's how I make them. So I'm kind of doing it along the same method with this, but not with chocolate and cocoa powder, okay? All right, you got that. So in my cupboard, I'm going to put in...
Sure you haven't got any white chocolate bits in the cupboard?
I've got some white chocolate bits in there, right? You are really very, very annoying today. I'm going to put 2 large eggs in. I'm not sure these are large, so I'm just... No, 2 will do. 2 large eggs, and then I'm going to do 100 grams of soft brown sugar and 100 grams of caster sugar in with that as well, okay? Okay, John? Yes, Lottie, lovely. Lovely, Lottie. Gorgeous, well done, Lottie. Perfect.
You're not that blonde at the moment, are you?
You're naturally blonde.
Apparently that's my fault.
Yes, it is your fault because you dyed my hair wrong when you dyed it. You put too much of the root packet thing, dye, onto my blonde bits, so now I'm much darker than I was.
I just did what I was told.
I think you just prefer brunette. I think that's what it is. And you just thought you'd just change me into brunette. And I've been blonde for, well, since I was 16 and poured bottles of peroxide on my hair. Literally, that's all I put on my hair. Do you know my hair never fell out, and I really to this day don't know how that happened. But lovely Zoe normally does my hair, but because we're locked down, I've done it myself again. Oh, you did it for me. And you did it really well, John. You just went a little bit on blonde, so it's a bit darker. Anyway, it's fine. If you're forgiven, it's okay. You're forgiven. You lucky boy. Right, beat this till it's pale and thick and thick. It might not be pale because it's got soft brown sugar in it, but it'll be thick. Thick. Melted butter, 100 grams of melted butter, that gets poured in, okay? Just scrape it. So I want to make sure I get it all in, so we just scrape that in as well. Like that, and then give it another little beat. Put it together. Now, this is the fun bit. So what I'm going to add now is 175 grams of plain flour. All right, that goes in. And then some spices, because it's sort of autumnal, and I'm using these lovely spiced apples in there. So we've got that lovely squidgy brownie. Ooh, we have that lovely squidgy blondie. His face picture. We have the squidgy blondie and then this lovely spiced apple to sink your teeth into. All right.
When would the chocolate normally go in?
It would go in so kind of around now-ish. Sometime around now.
So I found some ingredients for you.
I don't want to put chocolates in, so we'll have those later. It's the Crown tonight, isn't it? It's the Crown. Binge watch series 4. Me. No, they're not going in there. These are Blondies. Deep breath. Right, so I've put the flour in there. So now we put some spice in. I'm going to put 1/4 of a teaspoon, so a woozly amount. Do you remember what I was going about our woozly amounts? A woozly amount of ground clove. Flat spoon, that goes in, all right? Then we're going to put a woozly amount of ground nutmeg in as well. So that's 1/4 teaspoon. Woozly amount. Flat, nice and flat. That goes in, and then we're going to put 1/2 teaspoon, actually 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon goes in, okay? All right, nice, that goes in. Then we do 1/2 teaspoon each of baking powder and bicarbonate of soda, okay? They're the raising agent now. Bicarb and the baking powder together will just give it a nice lift. Oh, sugar. Which one did I do? Did I do that one, John? I did,
yeah.
Didn't I? And bicarb, there we go. It's just really weird. I got these from the co-op, and actually I kind of think bicarb should be red and baking powder should be blue. In my brain, that's how I think it should be. It's really weird and I get confused. It doesn't take much. So I'm just going to give these a little stir together. Now, ordinarily, I'd really like to put in some walnuts in maybe. We haven't got any, or some ground almonds. We don't, not ground almonds, whole almonds or flaked almonds. We've only got a few. But I do have a kind of an almost finished packet of this. So I thought I'd put these in, and these are amaretti biscuits. And do you remember I always say put amaretti biscuits in to so many different things. You know, it's a really useful ingredient to have in your cupboard. So let me just measure these out, see how much I've got. About 40 grams of those, and I've got some ground almonds hanging around, not ground, flaked, 50. So about 50 grams, okay, of these go in as well, plus my apple. And that's it. That's how simple this is. It's not difficult, is it? The only difficulty is you whinging on about the chocolate going on in it. That's been the struggle for me today. Just a little stir. And then here I've just got, this is like a brownie tin. And we're going to put it into that. Just a really quick mix all together. I think this might be too big. I'm actually going to get my smaller one. So I just got a slightly smaller tin here. Can you see? The other one was a little bit too wide and deep. Actually, that would be fine if I did double the mixture, but I haven't got double the mixture. For the amount that we've got, this is absolutely perfect. Or just like a little square tin, if you want to. You can use a square one. I'm just going to smooth this along. Fill it all out, evenly spread it. Then I'm going to pop this into the oven for between 30 and 45 minutes. Now, I haven't actually made this recipe before. So, as always, when I put it in the oven, it's all a little, don't know until I bring it out. But I'm kind of going to start with 30 minutes.
What temperature?
At 180. 180 for 30 minutes. That's how I'm going to start, and then I'm going to have a look at it. You know, it's really weird. When I used to make the brownies in the cafe, we worked it out. 33 minutes was the optimum time for the brownies to be slightly squidgy in the middle. So again, as I don't know what these are going to be because I've just made this recipe up. So we'll have to have a little see. But I'm going to put them into the oven at 180. All right, done.
Sprinkle those Maltesers on the top.
I could sprinkle those Maltesers on the top, yeah.
You're not going to.
No. Oh, I like that amaretti. The spice level in that is lovely. Those cloves have made all the difference. Right, let me get these in the oven. There we are. These took, in the end, 35 minutes in the oven.
Just giving them highlights.
Just giving them highlights. Very good. Very good. Right. Let's see what they're like. So, ordinarily you don't do this while they're just warm out of the oven, which these are literally just because you want to give them a bit of time just to set up. But you know me. So if I just go across like that and pretend that's kind of almost a square, isn't it? So I go like that, and then I go like that, and then I lift it out. Oh. And then you see this lovely, moist, appley blondie. Oh, I've just got to. Oh. I love the apple in there. Oh, it's one apple, by the way. One large apple peeled and cored and diced. I forgot to say that earlier.
Cooking apple.
No, dessert. This is lovely. This with a big dollop of vanilla ice cream on. Could be a pudding. Couldn't it? With nice squares out. Really good. But apples just makes a lovely light, because these are normally quite dense. Blondies and brownies. They've got a very density to them. But my versions of brownies and blondies are lighter. They're more cakey. Okay, so they've just got a lighter feel to them, but still splendid.
Just one thing missing, really.
What?
No, they look lovely.
No, really
can't
good.
wait to try them.
I think you should definitely get in there, my love. That apple in there is just so nice. It's such a lovely, autumnally, spicy bake. Yum. Good one. Pleased with those. I shall put those into my new recipe book. If there's a publisher out there who just like to, I'd be willing to talk. In the meantime,